guys, it's Laura and today I'm going to be doing my January wrap up. So in total I read a whole 18 books in January. Granted 10 of them are novellas, that doesn't matter. I am so happy with how well my reading's going this year because I'm literally flying through so many books, and it's fair to say that my entire slump that was happening like last year is officially gone. I am reading consistently and it's great. So I have a lot of books to talk about, so I'm going to get into it. So the first book I read this year / this January was the first book in the Off-Campus series, which was The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Oh my god, what an amazing way to start off the year. I am obsessed with this book and this entire series. I can't even explain my feelings for it. It's basically a book about a girl called Hannah and a guy called Garrett. They go to a university. Hannah isn't very attractive to many guys, so when she gets a crush, it's a massive deal. And she basically ends up having Garrett, who's the captain of the hockey team, to go on a fake date with her to basically get his attention, and then things start happening with the two of them. It's so cute, it's so amazing. Garrett's fantastic. Hannah is such an amazing female main character as well. I love them both. I love them together. Oh my god, I literally have not stopped rereading parts of this book since I read it the 1st of January and then finished it on the 2nd. Like, that's how amazing it was. And I actually wrote an entire review on the Off-Campus series on my blog, which I'll leave linked down below. The next 10 books that I read, books being air quotes, that I read were actually novellas from the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy entire book, and so I'm going to casually name them all. So the first one is Welcome to the Shadowhunter Academy, which is obviously just the beginning. For those of you who don't know, it's basically Simon Lewis going to the Shadowhunter Academy. Yeah. The first one I gave 4 stars, and then the remainder of the 9 I gave 5 out of 5 stars. But we have Welcome to the Shadowhunter Academy, The Whitechapel Fiend, The Lost Herondale, The Evil We Love, Bitter of Tongue, Pale Kings and Princes, The Fiery Trial, Nothing But Shadows, Angels Twice Descending, Born to Endless Night. They are not in order. I don't think they're in order. But yeah, I think my favourite was probably The Whitechapel Fiend, because that was about Tessa and Will. And Jem obviously was in it as well. And oh my god, there was also another one, I can't remember which one it was, which had James Herondale's story. Basically, it's a bunch of like novellas just about, I can't really explain it, but it was so good and I absolutely loved going back into the Shadowhunter world, and I cannot wait to go back into it again, but it will not be for a very long time. The next 3 books were continuing on to the rest of the Off-Campus series, and that's The Mistake, The Deal, no, that's the first one, The Mistake, The Score, and The Goal. Basically, the entire series is about a bunch of guys who share a house off campus. They're all hockey players. We have Garrett, Logan, Dean, and Tucker. They're all in college, and you basically they're all players in a sense, but you see them finding this one girl who seems to change their perspective on everything, and it's just so cute and amazing. And this is my first set of new adult books as well, and I'm so happy that I liked them because I'm definitely going to be trying more of new adult books in the future because, oh my god, they were so good. So The Mistake follows Logan, who meets Grace. Grace is a freshman, he is a junior. He basically does something which pushes her away, and he does everything in his power to get her back. Then we have the Score, which is about Dean, who is the biggest player of them all, and Allie, who happens to be Hannah's best friend from the first book. She's just gone through a massive breakup, and Dean ends up trying. Things happen. Dean realises that he needs her, she wants him, all that jazz. And then in The Goal, we have the conclusion with Tucker and Sabrina. Now, Sabrina happens to be someone that Dean hates, and Sabrina is like an amazing character. She's one of these people who thinks that nobody can possibly love her. She has to do it all by herself. She has very few friends. So the idea of Tucker actually helping and wanting to be around her, she just cannot comprehend. She is such a strong female, and I absolutely loved her, and I loved Tucker and her together because I thought they were perfect for each other. So the entire series was fantastic. The ending was perfect, and again, I have written a review on the entire series, so if you want to know more, go and check it out. The next book I read this month was Stars Above by Christ, Marissa Meyer. Oh, by the way, I gave 5 out of 5 stars to the entire off-campus series. I don't think I mentioned that. I gave 5 out of 5 stars to The Stars Above as well. This is basically a bunch of novellas about the Lunar Chronicles, which is one of my favourite series. We have things before the Lunar Chronicles happened, and then the last little novella was an epilogue, which was probably my favourite because, oh my god, that was amazing. I can't really go into too much detail with this one because if you haven't read the Lunar Chronicles, it will spoil it, but I would definitely recommend you reading it if you have read the Lunar Chronicles, because it was so nice to go and see, like, you got the beginning of Cinder from Kai's perspective, you got to find out what happened to Wolf before he became a wolf. You got to see how Cinder got into the care of Michelle Benoit, I cannot say her last name, and then you get to see what happens after Winter, which is the final book in the series, and you see all the characters come together again, and it's so perfect and cute, and I loved it, and it's made me want to reread the Lunar Chronicles again, so that will be happening soon. The next book that I read was, or isn't on here. I'm using my Goodreads because I can't even remember what I read. So the next book that I read is Moxie by Jennifer Mathieu, I want to say. Yeah, Jennifer Mathieu. This is a hard one to judge because it annoyed me a lot. Again, I did write a review. This review just went up like a couple of days ago, so you can go check that out if you want to hear my proper thoughts. But basically, this is like a feminist book about a girl who is sick and tired of the sexist attitude in her school, and she decides that she's going to do something about it just to kind of let off some steam, and it ends up turning into this massive thing. Things I had a problem with, I didn't really enjoy the writing. I didn't know what it was. I just wasn't, it was hit and miss with me, and it didn't work. Viv, the main character, just didn't feel like she had enough power, if that makes any sense, to kind of pull this off. All the other characters felt so underdeveloped. The kind of romantic figure in it was unnecessary because it's a book about women empowerment, and I just didn't feel like it was needed. The mother-daughter relationship, which was apparently really close, you got told that they were close, but you didn't get it was like more of a tell not show kind of thing, which I have learned a lot about in creative writing, trust me. So that was kind of annoying, and the sexism that was happening in this school, if that actually happens in America, then seriously, they've got some severe issues, because that is actually ridiculous. Things that the boys got away with just wouldn't happen, and if they do happen, I'm speechless. Let's just say that. So if you want to hear my further thoughts, go and check out my review. I was actually quite proud of that review, just saying. But yeah, it just didn't work. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because I liked the concept. It just didn't fulfill what I was expecting it to. The next book that I read was for my English class. And wow, this was To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I don't quite understand how this is a classic. I gave it 1 star because it was I couldn't read it. Got to the point where I read the first part and there was no way I was going to read the rest, so I skim read it because it was that bad, because nothing was happening and the writing was just boring. I swear to God, if somebody wrote what they wrote this today, I mean, it might just be me because it was an adult book and they don't kind of settle well with me. I'm not big fans on adult books, but nothing happened. And even my teacher specifically said that nothing happens. So, I mean, but I just didn't like it. And there's a lot of people that did. Like, in general, they think it's like an amazing book. It's like, wow. But I just didn't get the hype. There was literally, I can't really explain what happened. The first part is about a little boy who wants to go to the lighthouse. His mother wants to take him to the lighthouse, but the dad said that if the weather's not going to be good, you can't go to the lighthouse. Then in the second part, I think something happens with the war, but the war's not actually mentioned. And then the third part is like 10 years later. And they finally get to go to the lighthouse. Plus, I won't spoil it, but she kills off a major character in brackets. Literally, this person died late last night. That's it. Just, this person died last night. in brackets. And I was like, really? Like, but yeah, that's my opinion. Didn't like it, wasn't well, and I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. And the final book that I read in the month of January was a reread, and this was All Fall Down by Ali Carter. I've reread the entire series, but I read the second 2 books in February. But oh my god, I forgot how much I loved this series until I reread it, because Ali Carter is one of my favorite authors, like hands down. She's probably the author that got me back into like obsessive reading. So this series is just amazing. We follow Grace, who is determined to prove that her mother's death was not an accident. She believes that the Scar Man killed her. And there is a Scar Man. Now everyone's telling her she's crazy. This didn't happen. Her grandfather says that it didn't happen. She needs to let it go. But she's determined to prove she's right, and they're all wrong. Then she finds the Scarred Man when she moves to the city of Adria, where her grandfather is the ambassador of the United States. So she goes to move with him, and she basically finds the Scar Man, tries to prove that he's the killer, and a bunch of stuff happens. There's massive plot twists, and oh my god, I love it so much. I think the third one is probably my favourite out of the entire series, but I just think it's amazing, and I think everyone should read it because it doesn't get enough credit. It seriously needs more credit than it gets, but yes. Okay, series gone off. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So that is all for my January wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I have got reviews for the Off Campus series and Moxie, and I have actually got reviews coming for some other books that I've read in February, so keep an eye out for that if you want to check out more of my opinion in a more elaborate way. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye guys!